morning, dear ladies and gentlemen. My name again is Zoran and our driver name is Stenko. We are going to spend some, I hope, beautiful time together, and welcome to Croatia, welcome to Dubrovnik. We are leaving now the harbor area and we are going to drive with a panoramic stop to take photos of the old town of Dubrovnik. Zato što gore ti ne vidi se ništa. So with the panoramic stop, and then we're going to proceed, going to leave the city of Dubrovnik and let's say drive around in suburbs and surroundings of Dubrovnik. We're going to visit one beautiful place with an ancient mill powered by the water, and as well something which is called, it's written actually in the program, it's called stamp. I was researching what's the name because there's only two of the kind in the whole Europe, and both of them are in Croatia. It's they call it stamp, but I believe as well the wool fullery. It's called fullery mill or stamp mill when they used to let's say process the garments, the clothes back in a time, talking about the Middle Ages and as well 18th, 19th century, how they used to put together the fabrics, you know, to keep it tight. Anyway, we're going to see a bit more once when we are there. And of Cavtat, which is one small picturesque town about 10 miles away from Dubrovnik, which is let's say looks somehow like if you're to southern France, look like Provence, you know, a little space with a waterfront and plenty of small restaurants, bars, really neat and nice. We're going to have a 10-15 minutes kind of not even a tour, you know, it's going to be just an explanation about the city, about the place. I'm going to tell you what to do, what you can do, and then you're going to have some free time in the city of Cavtat before we start to drive back, and we're supposed to be here at 12:45. So it's 12:30 to 12:45, depending on how fast we are moving around. Now we are going to drive through the city of Dubrovnik, and we are going to practically just couple of miles outside. We're going to stop in a beautiful panoramic spot which offers you a magnificent view of the old town. The old town is something which is the reason why Dubrovnik is one of the most visited towns in Croatia, because we have a medieval town surrounded by medieval walls which are completely intact and original, and plenty of the tourists are coming to Dubrovnik to visit because of that reason. However, Croatia is a small country. Croatia is used to be the part of a bigger country called Yugoslavia, created after the World War II. It was a federation of 6 republics, which were Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro and Macedonia. And after the war, which lasted for about 4 years, from 1991 to 1995, we separated from the rest of Yugoslavia, and by the way, all these 6 republics, they split, and today we have 6 independent states with the same names. Croatia is one of them. Internationally recognized in 1992 by most of the, in January 1992, by most of the European and world countries, and later on, bit by bit, everybody recognized Croatia as independent country. So since 1992, we declare our independence from Yugoslavia. Croatia is a small country. Its surface is about approximately a little bit less than 60,000 square kilometers, and the population of Croatia is slightly below the 4 million, according to the last census organized in 2021. So about 3.998 million persons, and most of people, or 1/4 of the entire population of Croatia, lives in our capital city, which is called Zagreb from our point of view right now. Behind our back direction, 7 o'clock, about 600 kilometers, so 450 miles approximately, its distance from here to the city of Zagreb. Regarding our religion, we are, let me put it this way, mostly are Roman Catholics, okay, about 90% of the entire population, but I like to call ourselves the Creasters. And the Creaster is someone who goes twice in a church, you know, Christmas and Easter, and that's basically it. What I'm trying to say, it is, on the questionnaire when they're organizing the census. In the questionnaire, there's a question about your religion, and by default, everybody puts down the religion, but not really that we are devoted. Yes, some people, yes, certain percentage is, but not really everyone. However, 90% of the Roman Catholics, and then 6% of the Eastern Serbian Orthodox Christians, and then as well 3% of the Muslim population, 0.5%. They're all other religion which you can find in Croatia, like the Jewish or I don't know, the Hindus, or all the other, like Protestants and Adventists, and Dubrovnikids, and Dubrovnikids on the coast of the Adriatic Sea, and many other cities. We have, let's say, the long tradition of in maritime affairs. So sometimes those sailors, those captains, are coming from far away. They bring the bride as well from somewhere else, different religions. So basically, that's why we have plenty of religions here represented, but altogether they do make only 0.5% of the entire population. Croatia since 2013 makes a part of the European community after the long way. They accepted us in the European community, and in 2023 we are a part of so-called Schengen regime. If you don't know what it is, the Schengen regime, it's a certain contract between several, not all, but several European countries, which allows us free traffic of the goods and the labor between these European countries, and Croatia was not part of it. We need to pass about 10 years to adapt to the system, and then 2023 we accepted in the Schengen regime, be part of the Schengen regime, and as well, since 2023 we are using euro as our local currency. So here you can pay either with euros or with the credit cards. There are no other currency accepted. You might try to pay US dollars if you like to, but the controls are very rigid, so not everybody does accept the US dollars. Some people they do, but better to pay either with a credit card or with the euros. What else about Croatia? Well, those are the, let's say, most important informations about Croatia. About Dubrovnik, like a town, it's a really small one, 42,000 inhabitants, but worldwide known because of these city walls, of these ramparts, which you're going to be able to see very soon. And Dubrovnik, if you take a look on the hill on the left-hand side, behind that hill line, there's the border with Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and then further in front of us, about 25 miles, there's the border with Republic of Montenegro. Both of these places were part of Yugoslavia, but today they are independent states. As I told you before, Dubrovnik lives entirely from tourism. There is no other branch of the economy. In our season, only in the summertime, of course, and our season starts somewhere, always depending on Easter time. This year Easter was in April, so just recently, about maybe 10 days ago, we started our season. Already you can see the traffic jams and a lot of the traffic around here. In the summer, the temperatures are really high, going up to the 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and with 80% of the humidity. And then imagine these traffic jams and a lot of the cruise ships, etc., etc. If you disregard all the administration and a certain amount of persons that are living from the maritime affairs, like the sailors and the captains of the cargo ships or the cruise ships, if you disregard those, about 90% of us, we are working in tourism. I like to say always we are living like the bears, meaning 8 months of the hard work while our season lasts until the mid-November when the last cruise ship is gone, and then 4 months of the total hibernation, doing really nothing. That's me and the drama. We are so big, because we have to collect a lot of lard during the summertime to survive through the winter, because of the hibernation. But it's literally hibernating during the winter time. The winters here are without snow, so snowless, and lot of rain, the weather like something like today, even more like grey, and a lot of rain, a lot of wind, boring. There's no kind of a chance to organize any kind of a winter tourism here around, so it's actually completely dead. Now the reason why people are visiting Dubrovnik is actually on your right hand side. Take a look, the beautiful city walls, which are 1.2 miles long, and you can walk the entire circle all the way around it. They do surrounding an area which we do call Old Town of Dubrovnik, and this old town since 1979 is protected by UNESCO organization as the World Heritage Site. I mean, a couple of reasons why the people are visiting Dubrovnik. First of all, the city walls, the city itself. It's a really touristy place, one of the kind place like this, because there's only city walls in the world which is completely intact, so original since the 17th century, and you can make the entire circle around it without interrupting, so complete. The only one which is 100% complete walls. The second reason why the people are coming to Dubrovnik and in Croatia in general, it's because of the war. You know, their curiosity. They want to know what caused the war, what is the outcome of the war, what caused it, how it was going, how many victims, etc., etc. And the third reason, last but not least, whether you believe or not, there's a HBO series shot in Dubrovnik city which is called Game of Thrones. I believe you heard, I don't know if you watched it, I never watched a single episode, but still people are flying from New Zealand, from Australia, from the States, from South America just to visit location. When the Game of Thrones was filmed, about 20-25% of the people, even today, nowadays, when they already stopped shooting it a long time ago, the people are coming to visit the locations where the Game of Thrones was shot. It's quite crazy, but it's true. Those are the three main reasons why the people are visiting Dubrovnik. And as I told you, as of mid-November, when the last cruise ship is gone, that's basically it. We are starting to hibernate. Now we are arriving at the Dubrovnik time of awakenings, so we are like kind of awakening from the hibernation, and right now it's starting. It's still not the high season, but in very soon it's going to be very hot and very full. On the right hand side you can see one beautiful small island called Lokrum, which is our oasis of the tranquility. Basically this small island is protected by local authorities because it is a natural reserve of forest vegetation. A couple of different kind of pine trees. In a time talking about 1700s and 1800s, it used to be the Benedictine monastery, and they used to take care about the gardens. They used to grow the citric fruits like citruses, like lemon, like the orange, tangerines, etc. And they used to take care of the entire island. They used to own it, the entire island. Today it's a natural reserve of the forest vegetation. It's not inhabited island, but sometimes during the summertime, during the summer months and the really hot days, we locals, we like it very much because it's our kind of escape from the hectic of the tourism. You can see one fortress on the top of the hill. It was built in 1800s by the Napoleon's army, and then very soon you're going to see as well between those pine trees a red roof, which is actually a ruin of an ancient Benedictine monastery, which today of course is not in function. For the tourists it's open, but you cannot, for example, spend the night. You can overnight on that island. You have to leave it by 8 o'clock in the evening. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, we arrived at the St. Ursula panoramic view spot. We're going to stop here, get off the bus, take some pictures, take your time, 5-10 minutes, whatever you need, and then we are going to proceed with our journey. I'm going to be here in the front of the bus to answer all your questions, of course, if you want to know some more. So, if you really don't hear me well, so you can hear me better with your devices. With those devices on, I'm already turned off, so I can use both of these audio devices, the bus system and of course the small red devices, which we like to call here the whisperers. we are continuing our journey, and this is, this is a beautiful Adriatic coast, one of the most rugged coasts in the whole Europe, maybe on the second place after the Norwegian one. We have a big number of the small inlets, coves, bays, capes, 1,246 islands in general we have here in Croatia, and not all of them are inhabited, of course, but those one in the bottom to the right-hand side, those are considered as the last or the most southern islands of Republic of Croatia. This road here, it's the one which is called Adriatic Coastal Road number 2, and it's only road connection with the city of Dubrovnik and the rest of Croatia. In the front of us, there's about 20 kilometers from here, there's Dubrovnik's airport, the easiest way, of course, to reach the city of Dubrovnik, which brings all these tourists to us, to the Dubrovnik Riviera, but not only Dubrovnik Riviera, as well the Riviera of Montenegro, because they don't have really, they have a couple of smaller airports, but they cannot accept the huge planes. Now, driving to the suburbs of the city of Dubrovnik, down there, we simply call it the county of Dubrovnik. This is an area with a lot of these, let's say, the shopping malls here, and the interesting fact is that more south you go, the narrower Croatia is. The border between Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina, it's on the top of these mountains. Okay, just behind these mountains, it's already Bosnia and Herzegovina. That division of these republics was made after the World War II, and it remains the same after the last war. And being in such a narrow position, a narrow strip of the land, back in the 90s, it was easy for the Serbs and the Montenegrins to attack the area and to keep Dubrovnik under the siege for several months. Actually, to be quite correct, 8 months. 3 months without potable, 2 months without potable water supplies, 3 months without electrical power supplies. It was really maybe the hardest time in the history of the city of Dubrovnik. Heavily shelled a couple of times. Once it was 6th of December 1991, they dropped on Dubrovnik more than 5,000 bombs, and they caused many damage. But this is, thanks God, behind us, and we are looking forward. So this is called just simply county of Dubrovnik.